This is going to be one of the most important videos that you ever watch if you ever want to be successful at anything in life. And what this video is about is it's about removing instant gratification. Remove instant gratification completely from your life. It don't matter what it is. It's never going to get you anywhere. You're never going to find success with that mentality. It's only going to hurt you in the long run. You're never going to get what you want out of life. You're never going to become the best version of yourself, and you're never going to reach your goals. And you're never going to do this because if you have that instant gratification mindset, you want everything to happen now. You want success quickly. You want results quickly. You want to be the best, but you don't want to put in the work that it takes to be the best. You don't want to have to go through the pain that it takes to become that person. And that's the whole process of becoming that person, is you have to go through the pain. And it seems like nowadays everybody wants to skip over that pain. They want to just become the end product of everything. They want to start somewhere and then skip all of the process and end up at the finish line. And that's just not reality. Like, that doesn't work for anyone. And if it does, it's a rare occurrence, but it doesn't lead to anything good down the road. Anybody who ever got something quickly, they lost it quickly. So if you get something quickly, you're going to lose it quickly. And I always say that that's just the universe telling you that you didn't deserve it. So the universe is all knowing. The universe is never wrong. And if you put in the work, the universe will reward you with the work that you put in. And there's no way that you're ever going to get rewarded if you didn't put in the work. So why even try to skip the line and end up at the finish line just so you can lose everything, just so you can go back to your bad habits because you don't have any habits built up? Go back to your losing ways. Why would you want to do that? You have to know that it's going to take time. There's a process that you have to go through if you want to be a winner. And instant gratification is never the answer. You're never going to complete anything in a short period of time if you don't have the right habits. Like, people go and they start a business. You think you're going to start a business and then like a week later, your business is making 5 figures a month plus. Like, no, that's never happened to anyone, especially when you're doing things on your own. Like, if you're starting from scratch and you're trying to build something on your own, you're never going to build anything that quickly because you haven't failed, you haven't learned along the way, and you haven't put all of these factors into your business that it needs to grow. A successful business is built off of a bunch of different factors combined into one, creating the end product. And it's the same way with like working out. You don't go and work out for a week and think you're going to lose weight. If you're fat, you go and work out for a week and you think you're going to be skinny. Like, hell no. That makes no sense. Like, no one's ever had that mindset. You go and work out for a week, you're skinny, and you think you're going to be ripped. You think you're going to come out looking like a bodybuilder or something after a week. And then you go and you look in the mirror every single day for that week, or even 2 weeks, even a month. We'll give it a month. You go and you look the same every day and you look in the mirror and you don't see any results. You worked out for a month, and then you go back to your old habits. You go back to eating terribly. You go back to not working out, being lazy, because you didn't get that instant gratification. And it's sad that I even have to say this, that I even have to talk about this, but it is a thing. In 2025, this day and age, like, everybody has such a short-term mindset and they don't see the view of the future. Like, everybody thinks results happen quickly. Everybody's lazy and work ethic has just gone down the drain. And that's partly due to like social media platforms such as like TikTok, things like that make everything short and instant. It's like you're getting a dopamine hit from getting on your phone and scrolling every single day. And the videos and stuff that most people watch are just short form, like random nonsense that has nothing to do with any value that can be added to their lives. It's just like, it's literally bullshit. That's what it is. They're on their phone watching bullshit, and it happens quickly. So you get the results quickly. And it's like, that gets implemented into your own life. Like, the more you consume, you are what you consume practically. So when you're consuming like instant gratification type content, you want everything quickly. And all you can think about is getting everything you want your way and quickly, without putting in the work, without doing any of the necessary steps that you need to do to become successful. And it's just, you can really relate this to anything. Like I said, you can relate it to fitness, you can relate it to business, just relationships in general. There's no such thing as winning off of instant gratification. And then there are like anomalies. Let's say that somebody did get rich overnight, or they put money on in a certain crypto and they got rich off of that. First of all, that's rare. And second of all, when somebody does that, or they win the lottery, pretty much is the same thing. So they do that and you get a bunch of money and then they lose it all. They always go broke every time. And why is that? Because they don't have the habits built up to be that person that is worth millions. They have millions of dollars in the bank, but they're not $1 million person, if that makes sense. $1 million in the bank, but they're not $1 million person. Like, you have to be that person to attract that level of success. Like, you have to be that person. And the only way to do that is going through the grind, going through the pain, and not getting the instant gratification that we all want. The best thing the universe is doing is telling us that we're not ready to be successful. Instant gratification is skipping that part of not being ready. So the universe wants us to be ready, and it's basically telling us that we're failing every time because we need to learn. We need to go through this process of not winning so that when we do win, we won't lose it again. When we do win, we won't lose it again. So when we win, we keep that retained into our minds, into our habits, and we know what it takes to keep winning and to keep that success. We don't want to lose everything. And that's just a way of the universe preparing us to be ready to become that person. And unfortunately, most of the people will never reach that level because they won't endure the pain long enough to become successful. And it's just that's just the whole beauty about this, is that whether that's with business or getting in shape, whatever it is, the beautiful thing about it is that only a certain amount of people are going to take the necessary steps that are needed to become successful, become the best version of themselves. And that's just a way of the universe weeding everybody out and letting the real winners partake in the victory. So you need to, in order to become successful, remove all instant gratification. It's never going to get you anywhere. This video that I just explained everything is how the world works and how you should see it from your own lens. I'm breaking all this stuff down for you right here, and nobody's ever going to tell you this stuff. They're going to tell you, all the people that are around you in your life are going to tell you to take the easy way out. You shouldn't work hard. Why are you always up late? And why are you always focused on the grind? Why are you doing this and that? They want to keep you down, and that's just another way of the universe trying to make you stop. I always look at it as this way. The universe wants you to quit. The universe is trying to break you, trying to make you quit so that there's less people that win. I always tell myself this every day, that there's something that's trying to make me quit, something that wants to make me have bad luck, something that makes me have a bunch of failures, so that it wants to see if it's testing us to see if we're going to push through it and keep going, or if we're just going to give up, or we're just going to bitch out and be a little girl and like give up and stop after a short amount of time. There's always tests in life. Everything is a test, and it's all going to lead to a point in time to where you reach that level, you become the best version of yourself, and everything's against you. People are going to be against you. The universe is going to be against you. And sometimes even your own mind will be against you, but you just have to push through. Just know that all of this is like false. Like, nothing is real. The only thing that's real is you on your path to success. You at the top, you becoming the best version of yourself. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that's real at the end of the day and at the end of your journey. So the only way to do that is just get rid of the instant gratification and just tell yourself you're locked in. There's going to be tests that are thrown at you, but you're going to pass every single test and you will get there eventually. That's how everybody does it. Like, winners find a way to win, and you're going to do the same because you watch this video and you now know, you see the world from a different view. You see that everybody else has a certain mindset. They want instant gratification, but you realize that you separated yourself from that group. You're over here and they're over there with the crowd. You're standing alone on your own journey. You're standing alone because you want to become the best. So just keep pushing every day, and always keep this video, this content in the back of your head. Just remember what I said about that. There is these tests that come at you, and the universe wants to see if you're willing to be that person that's able to handle the load and become the best version of yourself. So that's all I have for the video, and I will be back with more content like this. And leave a comment below if there's any recommendations on a video topic that you do want to hear, and I will make the video for you guys. So I'll be back next time.